Hi, we're back. Welcome to another episode, another video. Um, yeah, I just wanted to welcome everyone back. Do some welding on the other frame mounting stuff for the engine mount on the passenger side of the Fiat 128. Oh, and I wanted to take just a moment to talk about, the unspoken 300-pound gorilla in the room. All right. That, what you can see of it, that Lancia, Scorpion, Restomod, deal. It was brought to my attention by one of my viewers who felt a little outraged that I hadn't been doing any episodes or any work on that. And that's a very fair criticism. I have been just kind of working hard on this, trying to get some things done with this. I'm not taking this car all the way through to completion. So, and I don't want to be like, start out with a sexy little sports car, and then we have this. So I don't want to be like one of those fathers who go, well, hey, little Christopher, would you like to go to Disneyland for Christmas? And the kid's like, yeah, Disneyland, great. And like Christmas comes and goes, and the kid's like, Dad, what about Christmas? What about Disneyland? And the father's like, oh, about that. No, I didn't say we're going to go to Disneyland. I just asked if you wanted to go there for Christmas. So yeah, not my problem. So yeah, I'm not going to pull one of those on you wonderful people. I am going to get back on this. I have learned a nice amount of stuff doing what I've done to this. This is a substitute teacher. I am having fun learning how to do stuff on it. But yeah, I'm not going to take this all the way to completion. What I'm trying to do is get the engine in. And so I've got this mount done solidly. This mount is going to be done solid. I'm going to pop the engine in and set up the last mount underneath. And what the plan is for that is I'm going to move the portable garage down into my driveway and move the Honda Fit carcass down towards the back gate. You don't need to know how it is. Anyway, this car is going to go down into the portable garage so that the garage will be once again open for my wife and her car to park in here, but also free up space that I can start working on the Lancia Scorpion again. I've figured out how to build the coilovers, and so I'm going to be jamming forward with those. And also with the exhaust system, I've got a plan totally figured out. I've had a plan figured out for that. And I've also sourced an amount of other body panels and sheet metal so that I can keep driving forward on that. I do want to get this done at some point, and it's going to happen, but yeah, everything has to kind of go in a little balancy bit. So yes, I will be going back to Lancia and it's not going to be, one of those things. Oh, it's never going to happen, little Christopher. It's going to happen. So anyway, as we're still learning, this is the substitute teacher, and it does have charms of its own. I mean, who hasn't had a substitute teacher that came in to replace your hot homeroom teacher, and the substitute teacher isn't quite as attractive, as the other one, but she's cute, and she kind of winks at you a little bit, gives you a little bit more encouragement, so anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. Let's not go there. Anyway, I am learning stuff with this, and it is going to carry forward over to the other one. Anyway, so that's about it for that. I just want to thank my viewers for expressing themselves. I'm always here to hear what you guys want to say, and I can't just drop everything and jump over. I'm not getting paid to do any of this. So I hope you enjoy all this silliness that I'm doing and are somewhat entertained by it. Anyway, that's it. Let's get back to working on this. So Just did a fusion weld along the edges of 3 pieces of metal coming together. It's pretty clean. Yeah, a little bit of popping. I haven't gas welded or done anything with this in a very long time. Probably a couple of years. It's the old Henrob torch, or Cobra torch as they're now called. Yeah. Let's Alright, so what we've been doing, and I have to say I love gas welding. It's so calm. It's not a lot of noise. Yes, it's fire, but it's just this nice, quiet, relaxing thing to do. You can't rush, so it's a good exercise of patience. And in that not rushing, it allows you to pay closer attention to what you're doing. So yeah, I'll show you what I did in the wheel well here. I added another piece of metal so that there would be a nice continuous. Alright, that's a little bright. Okay, so I added like this triangular piece of metal here to just even out, because we have like the doubler plate from the suspension strut tower, a doubler plate that Fiat put in. That's a little triangle piece that goes down to the bumpers, and so I put that in so that we'd have a nice continuous strong wall for this engine mount. And I just essentially plug welded it in certain 5 areas to the wall here, and then just seam welded everything together. So yeah, and I've been playing around with cardboard and more metal to create the housing shroud for this engine mount. All right, continuing forward. Alright, so going on from gas welding to a little bit of MIG welding. I'm going to start doing some tack welds to kind of just anchor it all into place, and yeah, then keep going with it. it. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. Oh, I think these are going to be even less pretty than the other ones. We shall see though. All we can do is our best. All right. Well, yeah. What do you mean I don't get my welding certificate? I had a job all lined up with Martin Marietta. Oh, well, I can still get a job with Boeing? Or Tesla? Yeah, okay. I do need to do a little bit of grindy so that it doesn't look absolutely atrocious. But again, this is not a Concours vehicle. We are restomodding the 70s Fiat, which has some issues. Oh yeah, no, that is nice and solid. Right, okay, so moving on to some internal structure stuff. Okay, here we are. There's a wheel well. This is the now solidly kind of welded in deal. Alright, so we have, this is where the strut tower metal originally went up, and it goes up all to the little ceiling here and then starts curving back. I kind of cut it at like a little slope so that any water or moisture or anything that gets in here will hopefully follow gravity. Hopefully gravity still works when this car is done. This is a piece of scrap metal that I think has powder coating on it. Anyway, made a cardboardy templating deal, and basically going to fit it up there and weld it into the sheet metal of the inner engine bay metal and across up to the top of the strut tower. And so that'll be the first part of the boxing. Oh, jeepers. And and this weird, very weirdly shaped hunk of joy. It's going to get placed up on the other side to sort of complete the other half of the wall, and then we're going to fill in this hoop down here as best we can with sheet metal. I don't know if it's going to go perfectly to plan, but there it is. This is nice, good thick gauge. It's like at least 16 gauge steel. So yeah, it all together, along with everything together, should be a strong or stronger replacement for what I'm taking out. So yeah, we're going to, on this guy here, you can see, I'm going to drill some holes in this now so that we can plug weld onto this outside wall of the engine mount. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. Okay, I got drilled some holes and did the whole scrapey thing around the entire perimeter to prep for welding. Okay. And you know, I think I might have to turn you off because all this is very close to the camera, and I don't want to hurt this camera. So yeah, I'll put you on the other side and I guess you can get some action from afar. Everything sounds pretty solid-y. Okay. Starting to run out of gas. Okay. Yeah, so probably tacks are going to be the biggest way we can progress today. Before I have to actually break down and go and get more gas. Stupid little nodules. Every once in a while. Just gotta get rid of some of them. Okay, well, getting closer. Oh boy. Alright. So yeah. I was just going through and making sure that I can put the engine mount in it and get it out. So yeah, there was just enough room for me to run a like a little universal joint with a socket attached to it to put the back bolt in. So today we have we got one wall of the I guess the wraparound metal that wraps around the engine mount boxing and dealy going in. It's just tacked in. I'm like almost completely run out of argon and carbon dioxide on my MIG welding setup. And I've also almost run out of gas on my oxyacetylene tank. Just the acetylene, not the, I got tons of oxygen, but yeah, need more acetylene. And ideally at some point I would like to get a TIG welder, but you know, we're still doing it old school. It is nice to be able to have something to do fusion welding that doesn't add metal to what you're working on when you don't want that. So yeah, let's I'll show you what it looks like inside of the wheel well. Okay. So yeah, we got the shroud placed, and yeah, we've gosh, that's so bright. We really needed it as close as possible, this sheet metal, to the mount, because the shock still kind of lives here, and we're going to try and suck it in even tighter if we can. Basically, want to get it all welded in first, and then maybe take a couple of whacks with a hammer or squeeze it and get it really super duper tight. Yeah, did the little drilling for the brake hose to come down. into the union for the hose that goes out to the caliper. So that will work, and yeah. Gas. It always comes down to gas. And we just ran out of gas. All right, so yeah, thank you for joining me on this this episode. Things are getting pretty solid. I mean, really, at this point, I could just probably hang the engine from these mounts as is, but it would be nice to get a little bit more boxing done. Whatever, we'll see how that rolls out. Maybe I'll just get tired of it. I need to get down and go to the gas store. Everything just sucks to have to go out and do stuff anymore. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, been helping out my brother up in Oakland. I was working in the attic, and there's a small little door going to the attic. And when you don't have hair on your head, you don't get the early warning of, when your hair kind of brushes by something, you're like, oh, what's that? So I bashed my head like 4 times on this little door going in and out of the attic. But that's how it works. Scars are cool, right? Anyway, little Christopher and I appreciate you joining us for this episode of Project Risotto. We're going to try and get it banged out as quickly as possible. I'm very motivated to just get the engine hung in here, spray some paint on stuff so things aren't going to be in super accelerated rust condition. I'm going to maybe wipe on some phosphoric acid to kind of neutralize some of it, and then spray on some paint and get everything ready for the rainy season so I can park this out there and really do as best job as I can as covering it up so that it doesn't just melt away over the winter. But yeah, I just want to say hey to all my loved ones, all my family and friends. So much to do. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for coming, and I will see you later. Bye.